So we just got done testing the new 2025 YZ250F here at Fox Raceway. Been a couple of months since I'd run a 250, so getting back on the bike, I was giving myself a couple laps to kind of get used to the bike and get a feel of what everything felt like. And again, it took me one lap or so, and I kind of could really trust everything that was going on under me with the bike. Really easy to ride. The stability of the bike, the balance, the handling, the power, all around. It's such an amazing bike with not really any negatives that I could point out. So getting straight on the bike, what's amazing with this Yamaha 250, even though it's a 250, it's got so much power underneath it. The torque from the bottom end power was amazing. You can sometimes be in second gear or third gear in the corners. You don't have to be so picky about what gear you're in all the time, and the bike has always kind of got that power under you. So even though it's a 250, it really pulls through its gears so well. So they kept a very similar engine package from the 2024. They didn't make any changes there. But again, the previous bike had such an amazing power curve, and the gearing is so good that they didn't really have to change anything on that. The really big change that I did feel on this new 2025 bike was the suspension and the chassis setup. They changed the fork settings as well as the shock, and as well with the linkages. So the new linkage, I really felt a difference on the exit of the corners. It really tracks really nicely coming out of the corners. It holds up really nice, and you can and the back wheel really tracks to the ground a lot. So you have a lot of feel and a lot of power delivery when you're coming out of your corners. Along with that, the stability of the forks with the changes, the forks held up really nice on late braking. One thing I was really looking at is how far I could push it into the corners, and there was never really a limit you could find on the bike. Like it was something where I could just push more and more, and it just was comfortable whether I was kind of cruising around or pushing really hard. So just how balanced the bike felt between the front and the back with the new suspension changes was really good. And then also what I really felt too is it had a lot more front end feel through the corners and the ruts. Like you could really trust where your front wheel was through the corners and maintain a really consistent power delivery all the way through, which again, when you can keep that consistency up and really trust what the bike's doing under you, it really lifts your confidence up with the bike. Another cool change they made along with the 450, and I felt there's quite a big difference too, is they actually changed the position of the throttle tube. They pulled it a little bit further away, which then doesn't wear on your hands as much. Also, a lot of the times you don't realize you end up gripping the end of the grip really tight, and it kind of like rubs against the throttle housing a little bit. So now that pulled away, that throttle feels a lot smoother and it doesn't wear on your hands as much. So even though it's a small change, it does make a difference, definitely in feel. Another thing they did do is change the foot peg position slightly, which also helped to grip the bike a little bit better and felt like a little bit of a better feel with your feet on the pegs. And along with that, they didn't have to make too many changes with this one. Again, it was the leading bike the last couple of years in the 250 class, won all the different shootouts, so they really have had such a winning bike. So these small changes just made a really nice difference with added stability, better traction on the exit of corners, better hold up on the front end with late braking. So all around, just loved the bike. Can't say anything negative about it, and had so much fun, could push this thing as far as I wanted. And another great day at Fox Raceway, testing for MotoOnline.com. And Yamaha, thanks again for having us out here, and yeah, we had a blast.